At times, our own light goes out. And it is rekindled by a spark from another person. Each of us has cause to think with deep gratitude of those who have lighted the flame within us. Who knows who that's from? Albert Schweitzer. Please join me in the covenant that we love to say each Sunday, and we do here. Love is the spirit of this church, and service is its law. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in love, and to help one another. Tonight we're going to be talking about music, and I'm going to be using a lot from this wonderful book, and I'm going to talk some more about it. I think this is a hidden gem that we just don't use that much in our congregation. So go pull the one out in front of the pew in front of you if you would. And those of you up front, you'll have to borrow a great book from somebody behind you. Yeah, we got lots of them. And open to number 490. And this is what's called a responsive reading. By Mary Oliver. I'll read the first line, and if you would respond in the italics.
490.
490. You do not have to be good.
You do not have to walk on your knees for 100 miles through the desert repenting.
You only have to let the soft animal of your body love what it loves.
Tell me about despair. Yours, I will tell you mine.
Meanwhile, the world goes on.
Meanwhile, the sun and the clear bubbles of the rain are moving across the landscapes, over the prairies and the deep trees, the mountains and the rivers.
And meanwhile, the wild geese high in the clean blue air are heading home again.
Wherever you are,
No matter how lonely the world.
yourself to your imagination, calls to you like the wild geese, harsh and exciting, over and over, announcing your place in the family of things.
And Rick and I are going to do this one together.
Absolutely.
Number 188.
In your hymnal in that same book, number 188, yes. And we are going to, come, whoever you are, wanderer. We have some wanderers. Worshipers. We have some lovers of leaving. I have a few choir members that are there. But they always come back. This is a wonderful poem. Come, whoever you are, wanderer, worshiper, lover of leaving. Ours is no caravan of despair. Come, yet again come. Come, whoever you are, one will not yet worship, lover of leaving. Ours is no caravan of despair. Come. One more time. Let's give them one more practice round. Come. Let me hear you. Come, whoever you are. Wanderer, worshiper, lover of leaving. Ours is no caravan of despair. Come, yet again come. Now we're going to show you how to do this in a round. And John will help this side, that side, and Justin will help over there too. And then I'll help over here. And Greg, you can help out too. Here we go. John, you take them. Come, whoever you are, wanderer, worship, whoever you are, ours is no caravan, lover of leaving, ours is no caravan another one.
131.
131. While you're in
Yeah.
that book, this one we'll all sing together. It's one of my favorites, number 131,
131.
because in this world, love will guide us. And I invite you to rise in body or spirit as we sing this. Here we go. Love will guide us. Love will guide us. Jesus guide us. Hope inside us. Will lead the way on the road from greed to giving. Love will guide us through the hard night. If you cannot sing like angels, if you cannot speak before thousands, you can give from deep within you. You can change the world with your love will guide us. Peace has tried us. Hope inside us will lead the way on the road from greed to giving. Love will guide us through the hard life. Thank you. You may be seated.
I've been going to Unitarian Universalist congregations and churches since 1981. First went to Hope Church. Prior to that, I was the pastor of a fundamentalist congregation for 5 years here in Tulsa, the Worldwide Church of God. And I came to the point as I stood up there in the pulpit, we kept the Sabbath. We were Christians and kept the Saturday Sabbath. We were the primitive, the true, church. What I came to realize as I stood up there and preached week in and week out was I really came to realize I did not know what I was talking about. And I shut up. I finally said to the powers that be up in the headquarters, it was Pasadena, California, I said, I cannot stand up here in the pulpit and preach with a straight authority what I realized that I have no more understanding of than anybody else. I kind of knew the book more. I studied Greek and Hebrew. We went through our, all of our 4 years of training. But I really had no more access to God than anybody else. And I came to the realization I didn't have a right to get up there and speak, and so I quit. Then somebody came to me and said, I know of a congregation here in Tulsa where they actually honor doubt as part of the religious process. Whoa, that's not the fundamentalist way. And I started to go to Hope Unitarian Church. Bill Gold was there. He knew the whole thing I had come out of. He had actually taken the magazine that was our magazine. So what I'm saying is there were basically, I came to Unitarian Universalism on a theological basis, but I stayed because of the people and the music. This guy was playing there at Hope Church back when I first came. And I remember thinking, wow, it's kind of, what is a guy that competent playing in a little congregation like a little Hope Church,
I was wondering.
And I guess he was wondering the same thing.
I was.
Yeah. So that's my point, is that it was first theology. And I come here now because of the sermons. That's my primary thing, I've got to tell you. The sermons. Secondly, I come because of you all, the people. But I'm telling you, thirdly, and it doesn't rank very far down, it's the music. Not just, listen, the virtuosity of this guy, you all know. He is incredible. I've been around. And that David Smith.
Absolutely.
Oh my gosh.
Absolutely.
He is incredible. Both of these. And of course our drummer. You know, he knows when to crescendo, when to back away, when to come in, when to let off, and he's just amazing. So those are the three things. But as I came into and I sort of abandoned all the doctrinal things, one of the things I struggle with this is how am I going to now guide my life? What's going to be the set of principles that I'm going to be led by and that will call me forth? And that's where I came in. And I want you to just open up the hymnal and look in the front and look at some of the things that are here in this. I'm going to go a little bit into this and what music means to me and why it's so powerful. But right in the front of the book, there are these 7 principles that are talked about. And then there are these sources where it all came from there. But look, go on into it a little bit. Look at the table of contents. Look at how this thing is organized. There is an amazing quality. Before the 7 principles and the 6 sources, look at how that's organized. I just want to point this out to you. Every one of those sources are right there in the front. The transcending mystery and wonder affirmed in all cultures, which moves us to a renewal of the spirit. And so my question for you, what transcendent experience have you ever had? It may well have been in music that you've actually had that transcendent experience. The direct one. It's powerful. Nothing quite like it. Words and deeds of prophetic people, as it's now worded. Wow. What is prophecy? What is a prophetic voice? What does that mean? I look to that, and I can say that there are a number of people I look to be that a prophetic voice. They kind of speak to something that others don't quite see, as did the prophets of old, and Hosea and Jeremiah and Ezekiel and so on. They saw something that the others didn't and proclaimed it to the congregation. I think that speaks of what a prophecy is. So each one of these hymns, as you go down through this book, is all organized around each of these. Wisdom from the world's religions that renew our spirit, that rejuvenate us. And so, and then we look at the Jewish and Christian teachings. Source number 4. You see, they're each organized in the humanist teachings. One of my favorite ones is number 466. I've kind of put it to memory. Let religion be to us life and joy. Let it be the voice of renewing challenge to the best we have and can be. Let it be a call to generous action. Let religion be to us a dissatisfaction with things that are, but that bids us to serve more eagerly the true and the right. Let it be the wonder of that which is only partly known and understood, an eye that glories in nature's beauty and majesty, and a heart that rejoices in deeds of kindness and courage. Let religion also be the sorrow that opens up the way to empathy and understanding and service to a suffering humanity. Let religion be hope and purpose and the discovering of opportunities to express our best through daily tasks. Religion, uniting us with all that is admirable in human beings everywhere, holding before our eyes the possibility of the better life for all humankind, which we each may help make actual. Number 466. This book, this is only one that I put to memory. This book, I'm telling you, is one of the richest resources we have, not just in its music, but in the content of what it can guide us in. So I just encourage you to take a look at this. If you haven't, I don't know what these cost. $25, $30 maybe? Yeah, well, don't take one here now from the pews. No, I own 2 of them. And so I just encourage you to do that. Now, so that's a little bit just of what I wanted to say today is how powerful has been the sermons, the topics been spoken of, the classes, the Wednesday connections, then you all, the people, and then that third most magnificent quality is the music. Not just Rick and David, our drummer. What's our drummer's name? Matt. Not just them, they're great, but just think of the quality of what we've heard over the years here, of the violinists, the organ. Oh yes, the organ. I always stay afterwards. Everybody gets up and walks out. I love to stay, and I love to watch David and Rick as they go back and forth, synchronizing what they're doing and nodding to each other and raising eyebrows and just really pulling off some beautiful, beautiful connections with each other and with all of us. So music, it has a gorgeous, gorgeous quality to our lives. Would you like to say anything about music for yourself?
Well, participating here with the choirs is my connection. And we have a number of the adult choir with us tonight, so that's truly they are my musical blessing. They indeed are.
Do I hear an amen, congregation? Amen. Okay. What's next, Rick?
Well, we can go right into the prayer, actually.
Oh.
It'd be wonderful for you just to lead us in a prayer.
Yeah. I have something that I am bringing out right out of this book. I can't this book is so rich. I've got all kinds of tabs in it, and I read it every week, something from it. So I'm going to read to you the prayer, and it's right out of here. It's number 403. It's actually a song, but please join me in prayer. Spirit of truth, of life, of power, we bring ourselves as gifts to Thee. Oh, bind our hearts this sacred hour in faith and hope and charity.
I'm going to give you the opportunity to sing that beautiful text. Number 403. This is one that the choir and I do every once in a while as a prayer response in the sanctuary, and they all know it, and they're going to help you sing it. Here we go. Spirit of truth, of life, of power, we bring ourselves as gifts to Thee. Oh, bind our hearts this sacred hour, in faith and hope and charity.
We are going to do 131, right, Rick?
Well,
Is that what we're doing next?
I sort of changed things. You know how we do. And actually, we can go ahead and do the offering, I think,
Oh.
if you want.
Yes. The offering is going to the Greenwood Cultural Center, and I'm going to read what they say right on their website. It is the keeper of the flame for the Black Wall Street era and the events known as the 1921 Tulsa Race Massacre. These are the purposes of the Greenwood Cultural Center. and the astounding resurgence of the Greenwood District in the months and years following that tragedy. So the funds tonight will go towards that cultural center. I invite you to give generously and go visit there. It's a great place.
Let's all sing that together, hymn number 149.
149.
I thought that would be nice to do, lift every voice and sing in honor and in memory of that. And let's sing together just the first verse. This will be our closing music tonight. And this is Lift Every Voice, 149. Here we go. Lift every voice and sing till the heaven ring. Sing with the harmonies of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise, fires the listening skies. Let it resound as the rolling sea. Sing a song full of the faith that the darkness has brought us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us. This is the rising sun of our new day begun. Let us march on till victory is won.
Please be seated. This is called the benediction, the speaking of a blessing. It's number 684. The blessing of truth be upon us. The power of love direct us and sustain us. And may the peace of this community preserve our going out and our coming in from this time forth until, as Roy Rogers said, we meet again.
Once again, as we close tonight, thank you to the adult choir members who were here to support your church. Thank you, adult choir members. I really appreciate it. John, thank you for leading this service. And that was the postlude, so we're basically done. Okay? Thank you. Go and be blessed and be a blessing. Okay?